Hey, what's going on? I'm Matt O'Leary back with another video, and today I'll be talking about the New York Jets surprisingly cutting Bless Austin. Before we get started today, just wanted to mention you can follow me on social media at Matt O'Leary NY. If you haven't already, please make sure to check out the Just Jets podcast wherever it is that you get your podcast. New episodes drop every Monday for now, but during the season they will come out on Wednesdays midweek so that we can talk about the past game and talk about predictions and previewing the next one. So Bless Austin looked like he was going to be the starter for this team as cornerback number 2 across from Bryce Hall. Going into the year, it was going to look like Bryce Hall, definite spot on the outside, and while I had my questions about Bless Austin, I and most Jets fans assumed he would be starting across from him just because he had the most experience. And I will say this, as a rookie, I thought Bless showed a little bit of promise, but he saw a massive regression in year 2, and he was really bad. We'll go through the numbers here in a second, and the Jets decided to cut ties completely today. So he, as I mentioned, in his rookie year, started 6 games, but a huge step back. He started 11 games for the New York Jets in 2020 on the 2-14 team. And one of the things about Bless Austin that a lot of people, and sometimes myself included, fell into this trap of saying this, but it's not really how I mean it, and I'll explain in a second. A lot of people say Bless Austin, great tackler. And while he does at times come down to line of scrimmage and make plays, and he does tend to hit hard, good tackler is not necessarily synonymous with Bless Austin. He missed 14.1% of his tackles. 11 missed tackles in 11 games is not very good. Also, allowing 3 touchdowns, 69.5 receiving percentage against him, and 8 penalties. So 69.5% of the time, the receivers are coming down with the ball when it's thrown his way, and 8 penalties in 11 games. Rough. For those who care about PFF, he graded out as a 51.1 overall and 47.4 overall grade in coverage. Just not a very productive season at all. Granted, a lot of players on the New York Jets struggled, but Bless was definitely part of the issue last year. Looking at what this cornerback group looks like for the moment, Bryce Hall is presumed starter. He is by far the Jets' best cornerback, which is scary. I like Bryce Hall. I do. I think he showed promise at the end of last season, but if Hall, at this point in his career, off of what, 5-7 starts, how many times did Bryce Hall start last year, is your best corner, it's a little sketchy. It is. That's why the pass rush has to get home. Javelin Guidry, I'm going to assume, is going to hold down the slot. He's had a very strong preseason, and I'm going to guess Brandon Echols on the other side. Echols is a 6th rounder from Kentucky. This past year, he was just taken in the 2021 draft. He's smaller in size, but he has really good speed, and I thought he looked good against the Giants and excellent against Green Bay. By far, Green Bay was the best performance from him. But then he took a little bit of a step back in week 3 of the preseason. So I guess you're going to go off of 2 of those 3 games. Other options, Isaiah Dunn. I mean, he was getting beat like a drum against the Packers. That was rough. And Jason Pinnock, who anytime I watched him in college, he was getting beat deep over his head. So, I'm going to guess that Echols is the best option. Maybe they look at the waiver wire and try to bring in someone. No, I don't think it'll be like a veteran like Desmond Trufant, who's 30 years old. I don't think they're going to bring in a corner who they don't think could stick. It very well could be a developmental year at that position, and they could have a rotation of a bunch of young guys, and it could get ugly at times. And I think this team will lose games because of their cornerback group. In a developing year, you can live with that. But this year is going to be key for finding out who is worthwhile to keep around, who to build around in this core, and who to get the boot. Bless Austin got the boot early. He didn't even get a chance to prove himself this year. That's what it shows of what this team and what Robert Saleh thinks of him. So they move on. Another Mike Maccagnan draft pick out the window. God, just lighting draft picks on fire. How many are actually left on the New York Jets? From the Mike Maccagnan drafts, you have 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. So 5 years of drafting. A ton of picks. There are 3 Current starters on the New York Jets who are Mike Maccagnan draft picks. Marcus May is 1. Fatukasi is 2. And I guess that maybe is borderline this year, depending on what the rotation is, even though I like him. Quinnen Williams is 3. That's it. Blake Cashman, backup. Wesco, I guess, is a starting fullback. So, okay, maybe give you that one. Chuma Doga, bad. Nathan Shepard, backup. Not on an NFL roster. Let's do this one. Devin Smith, Lorenzo Malden, Bryce Petty, Jarvis Harrison, Deion Simon, Darren Lee, Christian Hackenberg, Lachlan Edwards, Sharon Peak, Ardarius Stewart, Jordan Leggett, Dylan Donahue, Derek Jones, Jeremy Clark, Ja'Kai Polite. Brutal. It's a new era. The past is behind you. Peace out, bless Austin. Peace out, Mike Maccagnan. On to Joe Douglas, Robert Saleh, Bryce Hall, and the future of this cornerback group.